Alright, let's get it going. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. Late night stream. Probably going to post this as a video. I got two awesome videos coming to you. One where you get to kind of see behind the scenes, hear some stuff from Kurt, which should get to more people, man, because these guys are doing a brilliant job, so I want to get that out there. Then there's another great video where the battles that you have in goals, in my opinion, way better than any football game. So I got those coming, but I wanted to go over something, man. So you see the rank right here, right? 63, and I've played Marceau today, and then this dude named Yo, both like way high ranked, and then a bunch of dupe accounts. How do I know? Well, because their names, right? You see them in the Discord. You see their talk. You see when they've talked about having alt accounts and stuff like that. So good players, but lower. But it doesn't matter because it's the alpha, right? The reason why I like pointing this out is because when the full release comes and players are coming to play this game, one of the things that I love about what Goals did, and I love that they did it in this version of the game, is they already created depth, right? With the Golden Boot, the top squads, they've already created depth in the game without going crazy with all of the objectives and the SBCs and all this stuff that takes away from the football too much in FC, right? If you look at FC content and even just like the what would be like the most shared topics and stuff, if you look at the content in FC over the years, it's all the nonsense off the pitch, right? You got to get the newest objectives done. You got to get the newest rewards, right? You got to get whatever's coming into the objectives or SBCs and all that. That takes precedence over the tournaments, and even the tournaments and stuff like that. It's playing to get like certain rewards and stuff like that. In goals, who knows what they'll add? We'll have to see. But once the game gets going, you have this top 500 list. I mean, the Golden Boot and stuff is cool to add. But what I like is, if they don't go too crazy with it, all you do when you log into this game is get to playing football, right? Which is a huge positive. When I played eFootball, right, there was a ton of focus on the new contracts and seeing what players were coming and how much money you were going to have to put in to spend for the new players. And then after that, there wasn't much to do, right, to move your team forward, to gain rewards and stuff like that. But that was the focus, is that the game was so dead, no one really wanted to play it. It showed that the gameplay was bad. Everyone only focused over there on what contracts or what new boxes, I'm calling them contracts, boxes were coming out, or whatever. It was off the pitch. In UFL, same exact thing. Everyone was focused on either the team pass and getting whatever star points to get the legends or the packs. Then you go into the store. They took away LP, so you want to see how much money you have to put in to get whatever new players they were. Everything was always focused off the pitch, right? So then you come to goals, and they've done a great job with that. Once full release comes, I hope they actually tie rewards to this top 500, because then you have more motivation too. Like you get in the top 500, you get an epic. I don't know, I'm making it up. You get to top 200, you get 2 epics. You get to top 100, you get, legendary and an epic. And then if you get to top 1, 2, or 3, I think you should get a mythic, and they should do it like monthly, right? Just because being the top 3 in the world each month, you should get rewarded for that, right? Once full release comes. But it just gives you an idea of where they're going into the future. If you oversaturate your game with all the off-the-pitch stuff, it takes away from the football. But that's also the good thing with having these players that are made up, right? Every other game has the real-life players, and that's one thing people will say, oh, you're playing a cartoon game with fake players. But the focus is on the football, and it's still cool to pack these players have the upgrades. If you get some good upgrades, it's cool because you can change your team around, seeing what players you pack and working your tactics to match that. It's a great start, right? They're going in a great direction. So then we get into the only negatives right now, right? This game is an alpha. This game is an alpha. The fact that you can play this game and have a blast and want to keep playing and playing and playing. I think I've played like 10, 15 games in a row, something like that. And I'm going to keep going. You don't do that in the other games, right? In the other games, you're, for instance, FC, you're playing until you get your rivals' points to get the full rewards. Then you're done until you open your rewards. You play whatever tournament or gauntlet or whatever until you get the full objectives. Then you're done. Everything's focused on off-the-pitch stuff. And then it's almost like a chore to play the game. People get mad when players actually want to play instead of leaving the game after a goal, for instance, right? It's like, dude, you bought the game to play, not to sit in the menus. But the football is so bad in those games. It's been put on the back burner so much that that's the focus in all of them. But people can't recognize all these details and all the good stuff going on right now. And it blows my mind because on the pitch, the football's better or at least up to par, especially for being an alpha, to any of these other games. And all you hear about from people who've been playing the game the longest that you would think would understand, like, dude, look how far the game's come. I remember logging in July and saying, okay, I'm definitely going to wait, right? Everyone was like, try goals, try goals. Came in July, if you notice, if you go to my account, that's when it says my join day was. But right when I turned it on, I was like, no, it's not fair. I'm going to wait until it's further along. Waited several months, came back, and still in alpha, early as heck, the game is already way better. And it's going to keep getting better. So these players who've played this entire time should know that more than anybody. But they're the ones that are being the most negative, tearing the game apart. And there's a difference between feedback and then ripping the game to shreds, to where there's not many people creating content, or when you type in goals, there's only a few things that you're going to come across. So when you come across, let's say, someone who hosts the tournaments, doesn't work for goals, but he volunteered, he does it great. Cool, man, I'm going to watch some gameplay on there. And every time he's on, he's talking about how bad the game is. The comments are full. The same 10 players, it's all it is. 7 to 10 players, the same ones every time. Everything's about how bad the game is. Can't wait for the patch, or the patches make the game worse and worse. I wanted to go back to when it was this, and this is terrible, and players are quitting. And if you read that, what's going to make you, if you're a new player, what's going to make those players leave eFootball or UFL or FC? You see a tenured player, you see this guy's hosting the tournament, so could easily be mistaken for an ambassador for goals or something, and they're just tearing the game to shreds, right? So the craziest thing is, instead of saying something like this, right? The game is still in alpha. Yes, they could figure out something with through balls, with crosses, but they're still able to be defended, which I have a game against the guy, Marceau. Dude, he was fine. It didn't break the game. He was still played well. He still can defend headers. I got one on him. You'll see the video coming. And then he was able to defend him each time and still attacked great. Right? So what is he complaining about? And it's the same thing with all those guys. But the bottom line is, they don't have to play the game. If they want to and want to be miserable, which it seems like they are with the way they're complaining now, they're going to say, we're just trying to give feedback. We want the game to be better. If you glaze the game when it's not good, it's not going to go anywhere. There is a difference between ripping the game apart, to where when people see that, they're like, screw that game. Why would I play something like that? Listen to what these guys are saying, and giving feedback, right? You can say, yeah, they could do X, Y, and Z to fix through balls, X, Y, and Z to fix crosses, right? Reminding people it's still in alpha, and these other games wouldn't even have the balls to release their games that early. Then we still have beta, more feedback, more updates, and then full release. And with how well these devs have done so far, Why would we have any reason to believe they wouldn't improve the game? But there's none of that being said. So it would be like if all these videos, and you guys know I'm honest because look what I've done with every other game. Good, bad, indifferent. I don't pull punches when it comes to these games. The goal isn't to kiss their asses, right? You do want to give feedback, but there is a difference. And if a game's been out for 30 plus years and they keep scamming players, they show that they're greedy, every one of those games deserves to be ripped apart. Goals does not. If anything, we should be praising the devs because if you look where the game's at, the fact that they've released it now, we don't have to put up with those other crap games right now. They've put enough depth into the alpha that we can still play and enjoy it and have stuff to aim for, whether it's the challenges, whether you want to aim to, maybe you're a player that just wants to break a top 500. It would be cool to do, right? Or maybe you want to break the top 300, 200, 100, whatever it is. Maybe you just want to try out all the different formations, which we're about to do here shortly. But the fact that an alpha has that much depth, right? None of that's talked about by these guys. It's all negative all the time. That's it. So I understand that these guys have been playing the whole alpha and they provided a bunch of feedback. That's great. But you have to look at it from someone on the outside. This game needs way more than those 10 players to like the game. This game needs way more than 100, 200, 600, 1,000 players to be successful. So when players funnel in and they look for research on the game, just like I did, right? Just like I did. And they come across these guys just ripping the game apart. So if I never tried goals, I'm like, maybe I'll try it. And I search up the game, right? And then when I search it up, I come across that group of guys. Marcel, all those guys. And you go in and it's like, God, this game's terrible. It keeps getting worse and worse. Through balls are broken. Look at this guy. He's playing like he's abusing this. God, this game's terrible. Look at this. This is bad. God, I can't wait for a patch. So many players have quit. Look how many players in the top 100 have already left. Who's going to want to play that? Right? You're going to sit there and go, man, I've already dealt with that in these other games. I'm not doing it. Saying, this game is just as bad or worse than those other games. Why would you give it a chance in? Right? And these guys have way more tied in. They've played the game longer and stuff, so you would think they would be able to know how much the game can improve along the way. I know it, and I'm just now into the game. Go look where I was honest about eFootball, when it was good, when it was bad. FC, the good and the bad. UFL, the good and the bad. There's not one thing bad I can report on with goals, right? I don't work for goal. I don't work for any of these guys. I'm a small content creator that does this because I love football, right? So when I'm sitting there breaking down games and showing the positives, yes, there's negatives in there, which I bring up, but these devs will fix that stuff. So when those guys are sitting there ripping it apart, do they not remember who's behind the scenes? Do they think that Kurt's going to go, yeah, go ahead and release that, it's trash? Stallion's going to go, oh, yeah, that's fine. These videos that I've released, right? I got one coming tomorrow where you'll hear from Kurt, and then you'll kind of see just how the team operates behind the scenes, which is pretty cool. But these videos down here, this one, and then these with Stallion and where they're talking about the philosophy behind the game and stuff, I have full trust that they're going to do a good job. If you don't think they are, why would you even play the game? If you're sitting there talking about how terrible it is and how bad it's gotten and how it's gotten worse and worse and you don't have any trust that they're going to fix it, then why even play? And if that's what you're trying to do is give feedback, there's different ways to do it, right? Saying it like that every single stream, ripping people apart for the way they play the game, you really think that's good for getting new people in? Give me a break. If it was full release and there was already players in, go at it. Say whatever you want. And it's the same with UFL. I was playing UFL. There wasn't many content creators, and we all gave them the benefit of the doubt, and they didn't even deserve it. Goals actually deserves it because they've done a good job. Strikers, if you remember with UFL, they had such a terrible beta that they had to push back the full release of the game. Then when the full release came out, they had so much promise, and after the first patch, they made so many mistakes and it just kept going downhill. Right? Then almost right away they showed their greed in all these scammy little challenges and buy this stadium for $20. And then when you're the home team with that stadium, or when your opponent has that stadium, you get 6 LP back each time. So it was a challenge where they take 20 from you and you would add to win, not just win like 200 games just to break even. Think about that. Just to break, so they basically just take your money. It was the biggest scam ever, and they did a bunch. And FC does that too. We're not going to release packs, and then boom, right off the bat this year, they released these crazy packs that just destroyed the transfer market. Right? eFootball constantly with their re-release of players. Oh yeah, here's Neymar, Messi, and Suarez in a 500-player deal. You know, all those companies. Goals hasn't done that. It's just continued to get better and better. So there's a difference between feedback or, hey man, yes, this is broken, but we know they can fix it. They've fixed this, and look at how bad those other games are. They're full release. This is alpha. It'll be, none of that's ever mentioned. This game is broken. What are you talking about? It's terrible. Look how bad this is. How could you say you can defend it? That's a joke. This game's a... So then don't play it. Because anybody who comes and looks at their stuff, and if you don't believe me, go into the Discord or go into Marceau's thing. If you know him, if you don't, I'm doing you a favor. Just don't worry about it. If you play, go in there and watch it and tell me if you're a brand new player, because this game needs a ton of new players. It's not going to be the full release isn't going to do well if there's only the players that are in now. So as players funnel in and look for content, hopefully they find this where I'm speaking on the good and the bad of the game, but in a way where that is fair to the goals devs, right? Not just ripping it apart like I've done UFL, eFootball, and FC when they deserved it. There's a total difference. You guys know I'm not an angel. I can't stand rats. A lot of people would say, oh, leave them alone. But to me, a rat is similar to someone like if you don't know a person, right? But you see him hit an old lady in the street, let's just say, for no reason. You don't really got to know anything else about that person. You can tell from that one action they are not a good person, right? That's an extreme example, but that's what I feel about people who come in to ruin games just for the sake of ruining the games. People who spend time in these games or on Discord or wherever just to be trolls or just to try to get a rise out of someone. Like, if that's fun for you, well, you got issues, obviously. But it's easy to ignore them. The only problem is these guys actually have somewhat of a voice in this game only for one reason. They played the game early and they kept playing it. So every new player that stumbles over there is going to get nothing but negativity. They're almost guaranteed going to end up, if you could count the number of players that went in that were thinking about playing goals, that wanted to check it out, and they heard all those guys who were playing talk terribly about the game, guarantee there's so many of them that said, oh, back to eFootball, back to UFL, back to FC. And it's just going to keep happening like that, because why would anybody say, no, I'm not going to listen to the guy who's played 400 games, 500 games, 200 games, the guys that are top 2 in the world, 1, 3, 4, whatever it is right now. Even though it's an alpha, they'll look at that, they'll see it, or they'll notice it with the ranks, whatever, and they're just ripping the entire game apart. Why would they play? Right? So, again, we're going to get into playing right now, but the crazy thing is the worst this game can get when you're playing right now is when you try to force, like, you can turn any game bad. Like, if you go play FC and you play like Big Fads, FC looks great. Check out Big Fads, I encourage you. That's the video I shared with his coaching points and tied it to goals. It ties perfectly. So make sure you check out that video if you haven't, or just go to Big Fads' channel. He's got great coaching videos, but the way he plays FC is similar to Kurt. He's not as good as Kurt, obviously. Kurt was an absolute beast, but Big Fads plays just very simple, the fundamentals, but he's so good at it, right? And he makes FC look good. He really does. But if he wanted to, he could make that game look awful. And it's the same with eFootball. The only problem is with Smart Assist and all that, you're not doing anything. So that by default is just broken. With UFL, by default, because of the glitches, players are literally running around holding R1 and R2 because it gives you a crazy advantage. So now it's become commonplace. So players are just sprinting and zigzagging the whole time. Right? And that's kind of the culture at UFL. So my point is, what I'm seeing here, the culture and goals is, and you guys scroll through Discord yourself, you guys go into to their Twitches if you want to, or whatever. Don't think any of them have channels or anything. If they do, I don't know about them. But I encourage you to look at what they're saying. For one, listen to me real quick. The game is fine. Play it for yourself. But tell me that that's the direction that you'd want to go if you were the devs, for instance. Right? Meaning, these guys are busting their ass to put out a good game for us, and they've done a great job so far. And now these players who have been playing this game the whole time, who I'm sure have helped a ton with feedback, they're just tearing the game apart. Everything's negative. There's no positives. In the comment section, everything's negative. Ripping players apart for the way they're playing. It's like, dude, have you ever thought about the fact that not everyone's as skilled as other players? So some players play to their means. They play how the game allows them to. Right? There's players that are just going to be, I don't know. Let's look at these rankings real quick. We'll go in here and do it. There's players that are going to be not even ever touching this top 500. Right? There's players that are going to be in the 2,000, 3,000, 5,000. And they're going to be fine with that. They're going to love the game. But they stumble upon your content, and it's like dogging people for the way they play. Maybe they play that way, like, oh, I'm not welcome here. Dogging out the game, saying how bad it is, like, oh, man, I don't want to play this game. When there's not one thing being said positive about it, why would they come in? Oh, it's just feedback. No, dude. Feedback would be, yes, you need to nerf through balls. Here's how you could do it, right? For one, off of a kickoff, if you want to get rid of that, if you say, okay, that you shouldn't have to mark that. Perfect. Give ideas such as the first 10 seconds, 20 seconds after a kickoff so the opponent can adjust his team accordingly. You can't even do a through ball or a lob through ball. It's disabled. You press the button, it doesn't do anything. Or make the trajectories of those lob through balls higher. That's what UFL did, but UFL's kind of looks fake where it's like, it almost looks like it's hitting a net. I hope they don't do something like that, but maybe slow it down, make it a higher trajectory, right? For crosses, give the defender a better chance to win the balls because the attackers just win them way too much. You can mark them, you can do a good job, the attacker wins it. There's none of that ever said. None of that ever said, or in the way that they do it, it's so negative, dude, to the point where I guarantee nobody's going to look at that and go, yeah, this looks like a good game. This looks like a community I want to join. Hey, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I hope I am. What I want to happen is I want people to pour into goals, see the good parts of the game, hear people talk about the good parts of the game, and then they can fix the low points or the things that need fixing as we go. It's still alpha. It's not the end of the world. People are talking like this is the worst. Like when you hear them, it's like you would think it was UFL or FC or something that's been out for years and years, and they just keep going backwards every patch. The game's worse and worse. I mean, let's go in and read some of this stuff together, and you guys can tell me if I'm wrong. Right? And then feel free to look at my content. Again, you guys know I'm not an angel. You guys know I have no problem saying if a game's bad or not. Right? No problem at all. But I haven't found one reason to be negative about this game. Not one. But if you scroll in here and go into goals, let's start with feedback. There's no saving this game. Just take double press out of the game. I don't know, someone can mess up passing the blah, blah, blah. Most games, it's just who can get the ball back after being tackled. They still in gameplay is too fast, so they just recover and sprint right back and instantly get it. This game is straight boring, zigzag fest, and only way to compete is double press. Yes, it's an alpha, but I'm tired of that excuse. Played many alphas, heard the same thing, and yet the game still was trash. That's the latest. I don't want to read from the same player. Talking about there's an overhaul there. This is good. This dude said something good here. Right? Optional Discord role. Please make this starting queue. Notice using change the defender. So this is all. This isn't too bad. And then we're going to go into that stream here in a second. Way too many would be great. So a lot of this stuff is good. I love this dude's ideas, by the way. This dude, Enna, has some great ideas. Small bonus system. Dude, I love this. But he's being sarcastic. He's being sarcastic. That's good there. First touch are horrible. Extra touch, slow, sluggish. I usually agree with what I Am French is saying, by the way. So I think he's being honest. He's just being harsh. But that's a big difference. So that's actually not as bad. If you just keep scrolling, you'd have to keep scrolling up. But I'll do you guys one better. So this is a Twitch from earlier where they're talking about mine. They're talking about my breakdown of the game versus a very good player law. All right. Now, when we watch this, I want you guys to think about if you are a new player. Let's watch. Let's see.
Tomorrow is Juan's graduation.
He probably removed it. Probably removed it. Wait, last stream. Here it is. I think this is it. Nope, he removed it. Of course. And he should have. Thank God. I would not doubt it if they told him to remove it, because all he did was just rip the game apart the entire time. And all you saw in the comment section was just ripping the game apart. Right? It's not good for the game to do that. People see that. That's a dude who's hosting your tournament, so they're going to stumble across his content, even if it's just to watch the game. Not one positive thing, not anything about, yeah, they can fix that or they've fixed stuff like this before, it'll be good. Everything was negative, dude. Everything. So it's got to stop. It looks like he removed it. Let me make sure. Come on. But that was a great move because it makes no sense to be that negative. And it's the same 10 people every single time that are doing this stuff. The same way. So forget about, yeah, he removed it. Exactly. And thank goodness he did, man, because it was awful. All he did was just speak terribly about the game with the same 8 to 10 followers just speaking negative. So that's just going to keep up with those same guys, right? Hopefully, as the game gets more and more players, there's more positive players. There's more people that will just play the game. Try to find the positives in it. I challenge you, and I'll actually do this even, right? 4 goals. Because you guys know, go look up my videos on Rats or other games. I have no problem speaking the truth about games. Ripped apart UFL plenty. Ripped apart eFootball plenty. Ripped apart FC. Different ratty players. I'll give you $500. Send it any way you want. If you find in any of my goals content where players would watch and go, yeah, man, I don't want to give that game a try. Or, oh, that game looks, man, they're saying everything's broken in it. They're saying it's terrible. It's unplayable. It's broke. Never even once. And I've made 1,000,000 goals videos already. Because there's so much good stuff in goals. There's so much good stuff in goals already. And it's just going to keep getting better. So hopefully people will come across this stuff first. And hopefully those guys can follow suit and be more positive about a game that deserves it. If it didn't deserve it, trust me, I'd be right there with you. Now, as far as my personal thing with these guys, if people are like, what the hell happened? These guys, and now the devs feel like it's from a few isolated incidents. I know it's definitely not what these guys are thinking with one person, these other guys. I can tell you that right now. They think, what, there's all this dude made 1,000,000 accounts and just messages all this. No. But I saw some pretty terrible shit. Now, it's one thing if they were competing, at least you could say maybe they were in the heat of the moment, which I totally get. But this shit was in Discord and private messages and stuff. So I had a terrible taste in my mouth from reading what they were saying in Discord and stuff, getting these messages, and then they're just always negative, ripping the game apart. So it's like, dude, for a game that's in alpha and then that type of mentality, dude, there's no reason for it. It's almost like a spoiled brat mentality. I want this and I want it now. You better fix this and fix this. I'm not losing like this again. And the dude just destroyed me, and it was fine. He marked the through balls. I constantly played him again. You'll see the video constantly. I got him on one, and it was his mistake. And then he got me on a few, and then I defended several of them, right? But you're talking about, like, I think he's like number 4 in the world or something like that, 5 in the world. And it's like, what are you complaining about? What are you so negative about? Or at least if you're going to be like that, speak in a way where it's feedback, speak on the positives too, speak in a way that you're not having players, anybody that comes across your content just says, screw this game. Because who in their right mind would watch that type of stuff and then want to go play the game? Right? It's broken, it's terrible, it's awful, look how many players quit. I'm not saying the game's dead, but this is terrible. Oh my God, look where he's passing. Look, oh my God, look how you're playing. Do you guys realize there is going to be hundreds of thousands of players playing this game? Hopefully, if it's successful, more and more and more and more and more. You can't be the gameplay police. And then again, there's certain people that come in and worry about that. Since there's such a small group playing right now, if players come in now and see how good the devs do and see the bright side of this game, they'll never leave. But if they come in and see these guys and they're talking to them in Discord and they see, oh, that's cool here. Look, oh, that's the mod right there. They're all, oh man, sorry that I played this certain way that you don't approve of. Oh, or even if they even get that far because they talk so bad about the game. How is that good for it? Oh, that's good. That's fine. We want you to, it's fine to stress test the game and play it and then say, hey, this is broken. This is like what we read here is exactly how it should be, right? Let me go back in. What we read here is exactly how it should be with feedback. But you don't get that. You don't get that all the time. You get tons of negative shit. Probably one of the reasons is because I blocked half of them because it just got old reading the same negative shit over and over and over like it was FC or something. It's crazy, man. Feedback, discussion. It's crazy how these guys are. But at the end of the day, there's so few of them. We just need more and more players coming in. I encourage you, if you want to do content, dude, this is a perfect game to jump in and do content. There's not many people. Like if you go to goals, popularity. So if I click into a goals video, this is where I'm showing how much better it is in other games. And which is true, by the way. I showed it again on stream. Played each game, and I had zero fun with those. If I did have fun with them, I'd say it. I'd be playing it. Right? Where do I go for the popularity tab again? I think it's in like more. No? Yep. If you go into here, and by the way, go follow my boy. Where is he? I thought he'd be on here. Kami. Follow this guy right here. More Renegade Kami. Great dude. He's going to be creating more and more content. Chill dude. He's one of those guys that's a good player, right? He'll tell you he's not necessarily like the best in the world, but he's a very skilled player. And he puts time and effort in to keep improving, right? And he's the type of player that will look at these games because he plays them all and be reasonable and come to goals or come to, because I've talked to him and told him how good it was, and then he tried it out and he likes it. But if people like Kami and they're researching and they see nothing but negatives, like if I was to be like Marceau and I told Kami, dude, don't even play, it's so bad, it's the worst game, dude. It's just every patch it's getting worse. Through balls are totally broken, crosses, all these abusive players are abusing this, abusing that. I can't stand how they all play. It's terrible. The devs haven't fixed this. I can't believe this isn't fixed. It's unbelievable. And then you see the 8 other people in my comment section going, yeah, it's awful. Yeah, I want to the game like it was in December. No, that was bad too. Remember this? They haven't had a good patch since the first week. Yeah, you're right. It's terrible. It's terrible. People aren't going to play, and that's what it is. And you guys will see. If you stay tuned, you'll start to see what I'm talking about. So you can either follow along, learn the game, get better, if you like competing, however much time you want to put in, right? Or you could play the game and just rip it apart, be negative, start dogging on other people because you don't like how they play, right? If that's really what you want to do. Yeah, so I was showing it on purpose right now, just the Discord, because if you scroll up and all this shit, there's tons of different stuff like that, right? And mainly when these guys, it's mainly from the same exact people. And again, I blocked like 3 or 4 of them. So it's, how it works is, and we're going to go in and play some tournaments because I want to try different formations, different teams and stuff, because that's what this is about, man. Put in the time to get better now. I'm going to try this 4-2-2, right? And then when full release comes out, you can have a goal of trying to break that top 500 or trying to break the top 100, depending on what level you are. Maybe it's just having a winning record. Fuck, maybe it's not even about that. Maybe it's just about having fun playing football, so you want to learn the game and get the basics down and stuff, right? So it's crazy that not so many, see, that's a crazy thing. It's crazy that this small group of people, led by about, like, there's Marceau, Ronald, and then that number 1 player, Markey, chimes into a lot of negative shit. I'm not saying they could have reported every bug ever in the game. They could have played the game from day 1 of alpha. That's great. That's all good. But it means nothing if they're so negative all the time, ripping shit apart, because that's what players see. Never like, hey, man, if they just fix this, right, like they did the last patch, or, man, this part is great. I love this part of the game, but this part is bad. It's always, this is broken. This is awful. This is terrible. This player sucks. This player's abusing. I'm sick of all these players. You know what I mean? It's never anything. And that the game doesn't deserve that. Goals doesn't deserve it. I don't work for them. I'm not a dev. If I was them, it would be driving me nuts. But if they want to continue down that route, hopefully just more and more people don't see that and then leave. That's all I can say about it. So, end rant, but I felt like it was typical, or it was needed, because it's typical of those type of people. To me, they're no different than rats. What do rats do? They come into these games with nothing but negativity, right? What's the goal of any rat? Find every shortcut, find everything they can abuse, right? Just like the hackers, same thing, they're rats as well. For whatever reason, they want to get on PC and make people, not be able to move or crash people out. They're not thinking like, it's an alpha, dude. It will get better. It will be fine. And then dogging on random people for the way they play or whatever it is. It's crazy to me. So hopefully that type of culture doesn't keep spreading and spreading. UFL is pretty much the same community. I know. And that's funny thing is I seen what happened over there after, if you remember correctly, when we started, we had a great community besides a few rats. That's why it was so ridiculous with that dagger, right? Because he was literally promoting this broken stuff, and then it turned into like you either played regular football or you play like trash. And then you had like Kevin Pedro was the number 1 player, I was number 10, and freaking Dagger's like way down at the bottom, but he's promoting all these broken shit. And then we had good football going. Unfortunately, in that over there, the devs were incompetent. This is a little bit different because here, right, you have the certain players that would have been the same with UFL was like me, Kevin Pedro, would be like Marceau and these guys. Markey, right? Great. They provided every glitch in the game. They've helped fix the game. That's great. But what good is it going to do if they're ripping the game apart so bad that there's guaranteed to be players that see that, and why would they want to play goals? If that's what they see from these players who've been playing the longest, do you think they're going to go, oh, well, what positives can you possibly find from what those guys are saying? So, for instance, Frederick or Slobo, or Gold Mutter, or let's read who else? Nauseous. All you guys. If you guys just started a game, you're like, hey, OG, do you mind providing some feedback, man, and helping me find some bugs in my game? This is just an alpha, but go ahead and stress test it. Let me know what you think. So I'm playing it. I'm like, hey, Frederick Slobo, I found this bug. I found this bug. Thanks, man. Hey, I found this bug. Thanks, man. And we're making the game better, and I'm helping. You guys appreciate it. And then next thing you know, I'm like, the game, it's okay, but it needs work, right? In these areas. But the good thing is it's so far along for being a brand new game. By the time it's all the way sharp, it's going to be great. Here are the areas, though, that they need to improve. I have no doubt they can, right? You guys wouldn't be mad at that. That'd be fine. And as I'm saying that, there's other players, let me try that game, right? But what if it's the same thing? I'm telling you the bugs, you're fixing the bugs, and then I go, dude, I am so sick of this game. Everything's broken. This was way better 3 weeks ago. Then the last 3 patches have made it worse and worse and worse. Half the players that play don't know what they're doing. Look at how they're playing. It's ridiculous. The game is totally broken. I guarantee everyone's going to quit if they keep this up. I mean, who can play this game right now? It's terrible. It's way worse than the competitors. Or at least just as bad. You see it's there in those 2 approaches. First one, I didn't target how other players are playing at all, to where, guess what, guys? Lower skill players, other players that aren't at a certain, they might play the way that you're dogging out. And go, oh shit. There's people like that. Oh shit, I'm not welcome here. I'm just going to get ripped apart because I like to play through balls, or that's how I play, or I'm not as good at possession or whatever, right? Not everybody's a top 10 player, top 100. This game isn't made for that. A game can't survive on just that. These guys, these devs and goals aren't making a game for just the top 100 players or just these 10 negative ass people, right? Not to mention, right, the 2 ways I just described. What part of what I said in the second part would promote any of the people to play the game at all? You guys see the difference? Right? So as I go in here and play these tournaments. Now, the last thing I want to say, though, is this, right? Going back to the rankings, there's a reason why I pull this stuff up. For one, it gives you guys the ability just to kind of see where I'm at, see how I'm doing, right? Because when you're creating content, you're putting it out, especially when new players are coming in, they want to see this type of stuff because maybe they do care about rank, or maybe they just want to see, bro, or how do they know I'm not 20 wins and 100 losses, right? This is how they know. This screen right here that I'm about to go to is how they know. So like, okay, cool, man. I want to get to that level. Like, I know it's an alpha, but man, I've never even broke top 500, much less got number 63 in the world or number 50. So you showcase it, and then they know, like, okay, man, that would be cool to get, one day get up there. That's a long-term goal, but even now breaking the top 500 or whatever, you guys get what I'm saying, right? But when you go up to this top and you see out of all these top players, right, you see like 10 of them that are going, this game's so bad right now. I can't stand half of these players are terrible. Look at all the shit they're abusing. Look at all this nonsense they're doing. This player is, look, what a joke. Look at this idiot. Look at this moron. This dude, you guys saw somebody shared it in, I guess they're playing Marceau, and like, man, I was so happy to match you so I could learn, and you called me retarded. He called some new kid in the freaking Discord that he was playing against on his stream. You think that player really wants to play the game again? How did he find out about Marceau? Oh, it's the guy who hosts the tournaments, and he's a higher ranked player. Let's hear what he has to say about the game. I'd love to learn. This kid's retarded, dude. Look how he plays. Just another idiot playing. Oh, yeah, I'm sure he wants to stay and play goals. Yeah. Just another FC. Why would people leave FC then? Just another UFL. Why would they leave? This game's worse than those games. Why would they leave? If I'm wrong, please tell me where. You can go to any of their stuff and show me any positives where they're talking about. I don't care about all the bugs and stuff they reported early on that were pissing them off, or I'm glad that helped, but that doesn't do anything when they're saying all this shit out loud in the public to where people can come across it. That's not doing anything for the game. Period. So you either can take that approach, is my point, or you could take this approach, right? Like how they're treating goals is how I treated UFL after they tried to scam people and then they didn't fix any bugs and then they promoted the head ball glitch by releasing the Luca card. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. Or eFootball releasing packs but with 500 players, so you got to spend hundreds and hundreds to get the putting in Smart Assist, FC. Oh, the connection's great now. Look, and then full release comes in and went back to dog shit. They put a Band-Aid on a bullet wound again. Totally bullshitting us again. Right? So they're having that mentality as if goals did that and goals did none of that. So then they'll say, oh, look at his bullshit content. Look at all this, glazing the game. Okay, you want me to just tell people not to play then? Tell people it's broken. Hey guys, sorry. See how I'm playing? You cannot play these balls. You cannot do this. You have to be skilled enough to do X, Y, and Z or you're not welcome here. Right? I'm supposed to say, oh, this game is so bad right now. It's so terrible. This and this and this is broken. Don't play it right now. So many players have quit. He said it on stream. All these players, look in the top 100 or whatever. He said, look in the top 100. Do you know how many of those players have quit? Oh, yeah, that's a great promotion of the game. Good job. And he could say, oh, it's not my job to promote the game. I don't care. Okay, congrats then, bro. So you're going to stream. You're going to be negative. You're going to chase people away from the game like you already have been doing. Saying all this negative shit. And then it's a brand new game that you supposedly want to play enough to travel and look at their headquarters and stream the game and stuff. But yet, you're going to just dog it out. So imagine, Kami, Frederick, you guys. The last question, then we'll get into gameplay. And answer me honestly. You guys are making the game. We had that same scenario. You guys are like the goals devs. You want me to provide feedback, and I'm helping you a ton. I've showed you every glitch, every bug in the game. I've helped you a lot. But then publicly, I start just tearing the game apart. Saying how everything's broken. Saying how many people have already quit. Saying how it's just as bad or worse than the competitors. Ripping all the players that are coming into your game. Ripping them apart. Saying, this guy plays like an idiot. This guy, look at what he's doing. Look what he's doing. Right? Are you going to really be like, oh, well, you helped me with the bugs. Go ahead. Thanks. Even besides that, are you going to say, oh, no, that's great feedback for the game. It's okay. It's an alpha. It's meant to have that. That's not feedback. That's negative publicity. Period. Undeserved negative publicity for a game in alpha that's already more fun than these other football games that has a ton more positives. So I had to point it out because, like I said, there's nowhere else to turn. When you go to, I wanted to show you guys this real quick. I was in this screen before, but when you go into goals, like you click in, you can see here, you click on the game, right? Here's the recommended. Here's the recents. Me and Renegade Kami. Me again. Marceau's only thing on here is posting a glitch out in the public. Like, there's so many positive things you could post. And then you post the bugs. Remember when UFL had that shit? And then we would report it to UFL and then we would want them to fix it. Congrats, bro. So now all the FIFA and eFootball and haters and stuff can look at your streams and clip all the shit you're saying negative, can clip your negative. Like, you know what I mean? So this is the popularity tab. Nick has said some good stuff. Inception said some good stuff. Right? And then Kami's done some good stuff. This Tall Tom. And then other than that, it's me. Right? So that's me here. Me. That's me here, me. 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 And then this is before, right? And hopefully these other guys keep providing content too. But I'm not saying everyone. I go crazy with making videos because there's so much depth to this game. I don't care. You guys know how my philosophy, but the way I do it is just like when I'm coaching, right? I don't care if 10 players need to see this video to get help, 5 players can get something out of this, 3 people can get something out of this. To me, it's worth it because I enjoy it. I enjoy helping people. I enjoy giving back. So, whatever they can get out of defending, attacking, if they're having trouble deciding a game, they can see these breakdowns, how they compare to goals, my take on that, the behind the scenes with goals, which I have a cool one coming tomorrow, right? When the game deserves to be ripped apart, trust me, I would be the first one to do it. I'm not going to ever bullshit, or if they try to rip people off, or if they just can't get it right, or whatever. But right now, the only people that deserve to be, to get a harsh treatment is these 10 negative players. Like, what? I've never seen just 10 players be able to totally spread like cancer throughout a community. And again, this isn't a judgment on goals or anything, but it's crazy that, that just shows you how good it got. They're such good people that because many of these guys have been playing the alpha so long and helped with a lot of the feedback when there's only 20, 30, they're just turning a blind eye or refusing to see the terrible look and terrible, negative cancer it spreads. We've all had that teammate. You guys know what I'm talking about. We've all had that teammate on the team where, yeah, he's a pretty good player. He's a pretty good player on the pitch, man. He helps us in games, but every time at training, he makes it almost not cool to work hard. He's always negative to other players. He's always dogging people out. Doesn't listen to the coach, right? So the people see this, and what happens? They want his approval, so the follower mentality kicks in, and now 2 and 3 and 4 people start being dicks because he's being a dick, and now the whole team's jacked up. Now people are coming to practice late. People are saying, screw this team, screw this player, all because these 3 cancerous players were allowed to stay in the team and spread. So congrats to those guys for doing that, but I just hope that as the game gets bigger and bigger, their shit gets squashed out as opposed to spreading and spreading and spreading. But we'll see. I think Goals is going to really regret keeping that type of attitude and demeanor around because it's not deserved. If it was, then you would see more videos like this, right? You guys know, if I look up my UFL, I'll go to my channel. You guys know I have no problem ripping these games apart. You could pick a video. Nick saying FC feels empty. After I was so keen on everyone playing, look at this. FC totally shitting on eFootball and UFL at the beginning of the year. And then look, boom. And so other players, everyone's feeling this, so it's not like it's only me. But I'm trying to say that I would have no problem saying this about Goals. It's just undeserved. So you're spreading this type of mentality from these games that deserve to all the shit that they're getting and that really breeded that negative shit the way the companies have worked and stuff. In Goals, now that's being spread and it's undeserved, right? So no one can do anything but them. If they want those guys to run wild, ripping the game apart, then they'll have to reap what they sow from that. Hopefully enough positive people come through and see how good this game is, and then those 3 guys with their little 6-7 followers can just stay over there, and as more and more players come, those echoes that you hear now will get quieter and quieter, right? So that's my 2 cents on the matter. Have you heard back from the Des when you sent him? Yeah. Yep, I heard back. So I put it in my Discord, right? And this isn't to be, put it this way, there's several guys that are pretty much on their last strike, let's say. But I get where they have to be careful. Because apparently there's two sides to it, which I get. I've been on both ends of that. I know that when I go after these rats, which you guys have all seen me do, right? They're fully deserving of it. I mean, you've had the guys get on and when I had Phil on, get racist towards Phil, right? Then we're ripping them apart, and then they'll go post only the part where it starts to make themselves look good. It's similar to that picture, right? Everyone's seen this picture where the guy's holding flowers in front of a lady, right? And it says, look at what a great guy he is. And it's just a small little view. But then they show the bigger picture, everything. And when you get the full context, you see behind his back he has a knife. It's that same thing. That's what these guys do. And so my point is that that's what the devs thinks happened here. Is that, yeah, they're terrible. And a lot of these guys are on their way out. Right? But the other guys were bad too. But they think that all those accounts and shit are one guy. I know for a fact it wasn't. For one, how they all type, the different times they were sending me, it's not. It's way more than one person. I'm not going to argue that though, because people don't want their names out there. And I do understand where it looks bad. And that's the thing that goals devs don't realize. The game's so small right now that all this negative shit from those little 10 players, it's the wrong 10. If it was just a random 10 players that weren't hosting the player tournaments, the sign-up tournaments, that weren't several players in the top of the rankings that people will recognize their names and stuff, if it weren't the same players that have been here since the beginning that should be, if anything, supporting the game and knowing how well these devs have done and how much, because even I know that just from logging in and seeing how the game was to how it is now, even I know that, right? So it's different. So when you have those guys and they're so negative and being how they are, it's going to spread worse and worse. So unfortunately, it's kind of like several of them are on their way out, right? But then these guys have negatives, but they also have positives. Which I do get, though, because you got to look at Kurt, for instance. He spoke up against EAFC. They banned him for life, and it's bullshit. Freedom of speech, it's a free country. You want to be careful how you tread. And the goal isn't getting people banned, by the way. It's not it at all. That's not it. It's just these guys weren't competing against in these messages. It wasn't in-game. It wasn't heat of the battle. This was some Discord shit and private message shit where it's like ripping people's mental health disorders. You saw the racist shit in the stream and stuff, and it's like, bro, that's way different than playing some player that starts dropping N-bombs on you, right? That's playing like a rat, literally, like I'm talking glitching legit. Like these guys act like they've never seen glitches, like how they work in FC and stuff, where the game's lagging out or disconnecting in UFL, or in eFootball they're playing the shit where it crashes the game out, and they start saying all this terrible stuff, and then so you clap back at them, right? This wasn't that. What could possibly have been said to trigger that kind of shit? But whatever. I'll ignore that. The devs do what they do, but I get there in a tough spot. So that's where the biggest issue is, though, is that we're all playing this game and want it to grow, and I see where these assholes are doing the worst thing you could possibly do for a game. I just know it based on my own businesses and my own coaching and stuff, right? Like, again, if Boomfa starts a business and I'm giving feedback and there's holes in the game and I'm helping them, but then on the other end I'm going live and saying, God, this dog shit game, dude, look how broken this is. This is terrible. This is worse than these other games. Right? I'm doing more negative than positive. Congrats, I helped fix this bug and this bug and this bug. But who the hell is going to play the game when I'm one of the biggest voices, just by default, because there's 100 people and I'm the one hosting the tournaments, as well as I'm a higher ranked player, so people see my name and they know, who I am. They could easily stumble across that person only when looking for goals content. and all they're doing is dogging the game. So I help Boomfa a lot by making his game better, but then I'm dogging it out. Negative shit after negative. His other players that are playing, isolating a good number of them if they don't play how I want them to play. How is that good? Boomfa's going to go, bro, can you please either stop or please just don't even cover my game? Thank you for all the help. But, dude, even though you helped me fix all these bugs and gave a million responses feedback-wise and they were all great, literally a million, the way you're going now, I'm not going to get anybody to come in and play the game because you're going to make everyone think it's not even worth trying. You see what I'm saying, guys? And if you guys think I'm wrong, please tell me. But to me, that's what I see. Use the restroom real quick, and then I'll be right back. And this is what else makes the devs are going to tie themselves up to it in this way, which sucks, and they don't even realize it yet, right? So they'll say like, oh, this Nearing guy, he's not biased and stuff. But when you see he's in their streams all the time, he's talking to them, they're talking, oh, you ban him? No, the bots, like, they're going to get screenshots. People are going to get screenshots of that eventually. Because they already have. How do you think I got a hold of all this? Not to mention, I was part of it. It happened to me the one time. So, you got mods that are in these streams that are talking and all this terrible shit's being said about people, right? Because they're doing it about me now, right? Which I welcome. That's, you guys know how I want I want them to do it. Because I'd rather them do it to me than these poor people that, whether they're kids, whatever they are, these guys don't even know that. I'd rather them focus the heat on me, not these other guys. Unfortunately, they think it's this one person, and it's not. So I feel bad for that dude they think it is. I don't even know which one of them that they think it is. That's the crazy part. There's more than one. So the point is like, it would be like, Boomfa, if you sent private messages, Slowbo you did, and Frederick you did, and I forwarded them all on, and these guys convinced the devs that, oh, that's all one person. That's just one guy. When you know it's not for a fact, but I can't share your names because these guys are convinced that no, they're not trusted. So all this positive work and positive things that are being spread about goals, these 10 guys they're risking so much negativity to come their way because of these terrible things that were said. So I'll give you an example. They erased it, but that Ronald dude who they let slide, who said a lot of terrible shit. It's like, dude, I don't care what the other dude said. For that Ronald dude to say that. So, on that live that Marceau deleted, because they can delete it all they want, but enough people seen it, and they don't realize that not everybody has their back, right? So people take screenshots and stuff. So what happens is, now, the devs back up the mod, the community leader backs up the mod that's now hanging out with these guys in stream while they put this. The dude says, hey, I made a masterpiece. I put it under all OG's videos, but he blocked me. And it said something like, you're a 37-year-old piece of shit, fucking loser. Go get a job because you have no life, no fucking chance at anything. You're terrible. You know, he told the other dude, kill yourself, jump in front of a train, dude. Take overdose on pills now and die, right? Because the dude opened up about like a mental illness. So who gives a shit what the other guy said if that dude said that? So you guys know I don't give a shit. You guys know that I go just as hard on these ratty players, right? Especially if they're clapping at me. However, in Discord, bro, there's no competing there. There's no one being a rat over there. There's no one doing anything. The rattiest players that I see, and I know right when I go against them because of how they play to start and because you see their names and stuff, so I know, right? As if anybody gives a shit about about winning an alpha game, and they'll go in there to purposely make the game look terrible and troll and shit, right? But that's what these guys do. The problem is there's other players that don't have a channel, that aren't inviting that type of heat, that just want to play a game. And even if they're not meaning to, the devs, through these people, are associating themselves with some terribly racist, sexist, homophobic, the whole nine. Terrible shit. How did that one dude come in, supposedly not Marceau, start being racist as shit, but he knew Marceau's travel itinerary and who paid for his trip and shit? And then it's almost like he snapped, said a bunch of racist shit, then 2 seconds later, Marceau comes in. We've all done that before, where we have two accounts where you say terrible things on one and the other. Now, I don't know for sure, but it's pretty easy to assume that, and guess what? People are going to screenshot that and see that shit, and it's going to keep happening and happening. And eventually, that's what's going to spread. And it's going to be very easy for FC players or eFootball or even a bigger creator to drag this game through the mud because they're allowing 10 players. Guys, 10 might even be too many. Let me think of them. So there's this Marceau dude, this Cord dude, Cord or Corby or some shit. Marky, who's not really in it as much anymore, but he said some terrible shit, which is why I was on him. You guys got to realize, it's not like I just jumped on these guys, right? These messages are it's not like that was AI. And then you got the Ronald dude, so Marceau, this Cordy dude or whatever, Ronald, Marky, Marceau, okay. Then there's, I swear there's 10. Let's even make it up and say 30. Let's just make it up. How many players would you guys guess this game needs to actually continue on? Way more than 128. So let's lie. It's probably like 10 to 15, but let's lie. Let's say it's 50 of these guys. 50 of them. And every one of them was on your alpha version from day one, and they told you every bug and made the game great. The CEO loves them. Everybody loves these guys because of course they would. They helped so much in stress testing the game and providing, and now they're saying the worst shit ever to players, dogging the game out, saying how terrible it is. It's not worth it. So we'll see where the game goes. Hopefully it doesn't keep dragging it down. Well, the point of alpha is to fix bugs, but the problem is when you dog other players for their own opinion, they should. I know, and that's the problem, is that they're not seeing it as a net negative yet. But those guys can't change, bro. They're a mix of trolls, young spoiled brat type of mentality people, and miserable, right? That's that rat mentality. That's what they do. They take their time, like that's their joy, is just like people join streamers, like how they love streamers, they join because they want to be a part of something, right? Same with why people join a Discord or this and that. But the difference is when you get the rats of Discord and stuff like this group, is they're joining to have their group, and then they want to, everybody else is their target, including the game, including goals. So the devs are seeing like the good stuff they did, which I get. They're in a hard place. They're working their ass off to make this game. These guys have helped out a lot, but they're not understanding how bad it is when these guys. Why do you think Marceau removed that stream? There's one reason and one reason only. Because there was terrible shit all throughout the comments, and all he did was rip the game apart. Why else would you remove the stream? Why else would you remove the stream? Think about that real quick. He'll never in his life. I could post him. I could offer him $5,000 if he puts that up. You're gonna see the worst, terrible shit in the comments section, and then you're gonna hear all about the game being terrible. How do I know? Because he was breaking down a game where all I did was talk good about the game. By the way, I was playing my opponent that they tried to say, oh, you know, what's he going to say about him? He's probably all I did was give him compliments because he deserved it because he was a great player. The rattiest players that I played today were these little the people from the comments section, and so obviously I returned the favor. But even Marceau, right? He played fine. He was able to block out the through balls, like I said, because they're not broken. And he was able to attack, and he scored a few through balls, and he scored most of them regular. And it's not like I could just score and score and score. If I could do that against a top 10 player in the world, I think he is. Like, he's top 4. Yeah, he's like the 4th or 5th best player in the world. Then, yeah, I would have to agree the game is broke. But the fact that you played, it was fine. I could only get 1 goal the whole time doing it. It was because you didn't mark well. The game's fine. So why would you sit there and bash? And then support with a mod sitting in there, by the way, reading all this terrible shit and doing nothing. Just because it's in there doesn't mean that you can't be aware of these terrible people. Let me ask you this, Boomfa. If, again, I'll bring up the old lady thing. If you've seen a video of me smacking the old lady in the face, but it's outside of YouTube, would you say, oh, well, I'm still going to support them? That was outside of YouTube. Come on, bro. You see people saying these terrible things and doing this terrible shit, speaking so negatively about all it, and you're supposed to be like above that because you're looking out for the community and you know the type of people that are in there and you're buddies with them and supporting them. How many people do you think are going to see that and stay put in the game? Give me a break. They're going to see these guys say these terrible things, see their mentality, see them rip the game apart, see that this mod who's supposed to be, he'll take care of it, he'll make sure. And they're going to be gone. They're going to be like, this game is a joke. This is going to be worse. Because the one biggest thing everyone can't stand about FC is the community. It's the most toxic thing ever. That's why no one exists within those. Who goes into FC's Discord, guys? Nobody. UFL? Nobody. It's those types of guys that make that the reason. But the problem is they can't afford that right now because they're a brand new game. They still have to compete with UFL and eFootball and FC. So, we'll see though. If they really want to ride on those 10 players being so close connected, whether it's really like that or it just comes off like that, because it does, and they want to ride all that negativity so close to them, let's see how it plays out. But they've done a great job making an insanely good game, and that's all I'm saying, right? Whether they're being smart or dumb or whatever about taking care of those guys while they rip apart the game and spread a terrible culture, that's disconnected. So I'm going to keep playing for now, keep covering the game because it's a great game, and we'll go from there. 128 players is literally... Well, there's a reason for that, though. So a month ago, you're saying it was like 250 or so? Boomfa? A month ago? Part of that's also because they had that official playtest week, or when was that? That was only like a week ago or 2 weeks ago, wasn't it? Let's see if there's any. There's no saving this game. So. Here, let's read this. Let's read this. And sorry for those who are going to watch this along the way. I know you guys usually watch for the gameplay. And I'm not saying I'm not going to play, but this is important shit, dude. Because I've seen how this cancer spreads. I've seen it spread in teams. I've seen it spread in UFL. So what does this say here? I think players... So this is at 11:24 today, earlier. Look, this is one of the dudes that I blocked. Yeah. This is that Marky dude. He had a message that I was sent where he told the dude to overdose on pills. So of course I would not defend him. I don't care if he's number 1 in the world in the alpha. Why would that? If anything, that makes me not want to, like, no matter what the other person said, to tell someone to go over that, I don't know if the dude told him. I don't know the backstory, but who gives a shit? I don't care about the backstory there. I know that it wasn't done out of the heat of competing, and even that, it's like, bro, how did it get to that, dude? To me, that's like worse than racist shit and stuff. So yeah, screw this dude. But then, that wasn't even a response. You had the example of the playtest. Most players left the game. I think players left the game for dozens of reasons. One is probably getting stomped by the regulars. 2 is probably just, why would people care about getting stomped by the regular top 10 people in the world? I mean, maybe he's right, but dude, like if Tex and Vergang, like right now, out of 100 people, that's what it is. They're the top 10, 15, 20 people get beat by. Who cares who you get beat by? It's an alpha. 2 is probably not liking the gameplay. 3 is maybe going back to FC. Yeah, you think? Look at the mentality in here, bro. Including you, Selcho. He's one of the top-ranked players that does the same shit. Not as bad as the others, but he does, man. Go look yourselves. 4 is maybe them thinking the playtest is over since that's how goals advertise it. There's so many reasons, but for sure gameplay would be one of them. It's a game that's in alpha, so I'm not sure that the devs are too concerned with people not staying. Well, here's the problem with that. Maybe not now, but getting them to want to come back, getting them to even want to try the game when you guys are ripping it apart so bad, yeah, good luck. Saying when it comes to the beta testing, I'm sure more will stick around. Probably also the holidays turned people off from the game. Dude, you guys tell me if I'm wrong. Holidays are one of the biggest times to game. Am I right or wrong? Look, I love this. Selcho, something positive. The game. Well, let's see where it goes, though. So many, hopefully it's all positive. Not been implemented, so many things left to balance and truth. Exactly. I'm not worried at all. Exactly. I will say, though, that the progression is really great idea. Yes. The way this currently is terrible. They need to show us a rough roadmap of the play. See, like, dude, why couldn't someone say shit like that? If you want to rip the game apart on your fucking stream that you have to delete, that you had to delete now, why not actually do it in a way that actually builds up the game? If you like the game and you want to play it and you're one of the top players in it, wouldn't you want people to come in and play? So you got to think that you're making it sound like a game that's only for elite players, because otherwise just let players play. It doesn't affect you at all. Again, I'm going to show that video of me versus Marceau. No problem covering through balls. I had no problem even marking his through balls. He beat me on outside of through. He scored like 2 of them. Then the rest of his goals, one after the other, just working the ball up. So what the fuck was broken? You're still able to play the way you need to play. Dumbest shit ever. To be that negative and say all these terrible things about people and shit over and over with your same 8 people. Come on, man. So anyway, so that's that. But yeah, that's my 2 cents on that. Hopefully, as we go, they get drowned out. Again, I don't put it on the devs. You know, I get that it's tough. You don't want to start banning people and turn this into like a thing. You don't want that part either. But no matter how you look at it, those guys are negative for the game. It's just a fact. Not saying you can do anything about it, but Nobody could possibly, besides those 10 negative assholes, whether it's jealousy, yeah, I said it, jealousy of my little 50 and 60 views because you guys got 0, right? Who knows if that's it or not, but let's not act like that's not a possibility because those type of people are like that, right? Or if it's just what you do, you just, that's what's fun for you, just like rats. Why would they have fun ruining a game? But they do. Whatever it is that's causing it, nobody could possibly go through any of these videos and find even one thing where I'm driving people away from the game. Every single thing I've ever said about goals, for one, it's true, by the way, and for two, it's promoting the game because it deserves it. Can you say the same about those assholes? No. You can't. Go ahead and look when I'm breaking down my opponents that whoop my ass in these videos, or that even just beat me in a close game. Even some of the rattier ones, which you're about to see a lot of ratty shit because the cronies come in, then they like start timing it, right, to try to make sure they can play me. They all have dupe accounts, which is why you can't care about your rank really right now, because when you play, what happens is if you play a really good player on a dupe account, right, let's say he's got 1500, 16, 17, you're going to go down like 100 points or 50. Who gives a shit? Just play. But that's what they do. That it's all negative stuff. And when they're doing that and trolling like that, they're just making the game look awful. And trust me, I return the favor because I'm not recording or anything. I would never post that shit because, dude, it does make goals look terrible. It's no different than if you went into eFootball and really tried to press the issue with smart assist, do all the things where it really, or FC like we already talked about, or UFL with the R1, R2, and really just push. You will make those games look god-awful. And both players are doing it back and forth. You guys know what I'm talking about. All of it's negative, bro. Everything those guys do is a net negative. It all adds up to negativity. Before we get in, let me make one last check. Yeah, the dude, 1,000%. 1,000% the dude deleted it. Think about how bad a streaming shit has to be where you have to delete it because you and your followers and a mod got in there and said just the worst shit imaginable about the game and about people that you have to delete it so they don't have to face the consequences. Because even though it's outside of it, like I said, it's the association part. It's the association part. Zenith Marshals. So like this dude's ranked so low, if I somehow lose to this dude, and he could be an absolute beast on an alternate account. But who gives a shit? Let's keep playing. Guys still got a good team. Very high rated team. Good cut. Ah. Good win. Good. Oh, good tackle. Oh, this is my tournament team too. I didn't even change it up. So I don't even have my best players in. Hold on. I gotta pause this. Ha! That sucks. I can sub him in at least. That's good. Mari. Her. Let's even get him in. Oh, did those go through or no? Good interception, good read. Good ball. Oh. I thought he was going to go the other way. Nice shield. Good D. Good. Good ball. Oh no. Aha. Bravo. Oh. Good D again. Uh-oh. Should play that through. What the hell? Goal. Great goal. See, I like how it's like this. Like, it's just an absolute battle, right? I watch the long ball and the kickoffs, which I see that he's going for. And you're on. Bravo. Beautiful time ball. So how can you be mad at that, bro? Perfectly timed. He pulled his goalie out, and I was able to get it. And he can do the same thing to me. I'm ready for the through ball, so he doesn't play it. Because I blocked it. And I'm not saying they can't balance it or shouldn't balance it either, by the way. But I'm just saying at least you can answer and do something. See, like I marked that one. Good job. So see, I deserved that, and then I deserved it back. It's us making these decisions. These other games, there is no answer to R1, R2 glitch. There is no answers. There's answers to the through balls and stuff. That's what these guys aren't understanding. It's an alpha. Beautiful, Mari. Now we're opening it up, baby. See what I was going for. So you see, I'm going for whatever is open. You'll see in some of these games too, it's like, dude, I'm playing with a 71 rated striker. They're like, I saw when I was looking back at all that terrible shit they were saying about the game and stuff. They're like, why is he using a 71 rated striker? I don't know, geniuses. Because I don't have anybody else. I haven't been playing the game as long as those guys. So I don't have a full team of beasts. I have a lot of players that I'll get the ball. I can't even take a touch, and they've already closed down 10 yards because they have a terrible first touch, or they have a terrible sprint dribble, or slow regular dribble, whatever it's called. Like, when you don't have a team full of beasts and you're playing really good players and shit, it does make a difference. Oh. Oh, what a save. My keeper saved me there. Yeah, we'll just have to see what happens, though, man. You know, I don't know. People, they're not going to change how they are. They're not all of a sudden just going to be positive people. They know how Marceau and them are, by the way. They know how. It's not like they don't know, but like I said, they're looking at it from what I understand. Like, okay, this guy does this, so it's cool. We're not like tied to him in any way, so that's fine. And this guy helped out. Like, I know, for instance, that Marky dude helped out a lot. He doesn't say too much. My biggest thing with him was just reading that shit that he said and attacking that player. Now maybe he thought it would never get out. Maybe it was just like he made a mistake. People make mistakes, but bro, when I seen that and then kind of seen his attack mentality on other people, right? Because it's more than one. Like I know that they don't understand that. That's what made me turn. You know, why would I be cool with people that would do that to someone in a Discord? Like, what possible reason would there be to go at someone so hard? Because there's people that just want to be part of groups and shit, and I think because of one dude being like a dick, whether he started or they did, and like the devs just don't understand that. Whichever way, the overall attitude of these guys towards everything, towards the game, towards other players and shit, it's gonna end up dragging the game down. You watch. You can take shit down all you want, but screenshots and recordings and shit last. All it takes is a few, and those spread like wildfire, then good luck. Because I've been there. You know how I am with rats, but not everyone, like... Because I know, like, when I choose to do that and go after those, you can't, like Kurt. Kurt's pretty rough around the edge. Like, you hear a lot of the stuff he says. Offsides. But he never goes nearly as far as those guys. He's never once went nearly as far as those guys go on a daily basis. Not all of them, but several of them. But the other guys are all enablers for it. Think about the loser you have to be, by the way, to... sorry, I'm just talking since I have time with this game. Think about the loser you have to be to spend your time in someone's YouTube writing a fucking paragraph just because you think it's going to, like, hurt their feelings or some shit. They're like, I think this dude's as fat as... They said I'm as fat as someone. Apparently they saw someone. It's like, I'm definitely not as in shape as my playing days. But I'm not too fat. I mean, I consider myself fat for sure, but not like the fat that they're thinking. But bro, do they really think I'm that type of motherfucker that gives a shit about any of that? They clearly do not know who I am. But my problem was, and why I go at them so hard, is other people do care about that stuff. And they just didn't give a fuck about that. And that's some weak ass pussy shit right there. Some weak ass shit. Good try, though, buddy. Way to not give up. One touch too many. No, that's supposed to go to the other player. Damn it, man. Nice comeback, though, bro. Good job. I mean, I was a little sidetracked, but still. Good job, buddy. Good job. Up the blue. Frederick 88. So who are you up to blue? I can't remember. Have you been in here before? Are you one of the cool guys, the cool negative people that like to troll for a living? I can't remember if I talked to you before. Let's see. Because I'm waiting, because I want to talk to him. Part of me wants to get on live with Marceau, but I don't even want to give him that credit because he's just such a negative dude, man. He said all that shit that group said and stuff. I don't know. Tell me, you guys can leave it in the comments section, leave it private. But it would mainly be like, oh, I thought so. I'll explain up the blue. So I'm playing goals, and there's this small group, 7 to 10 people, that are just dogging the game out, dogging players out and stuff like that. And they make a habit of coming in here or going on Discord or doing stuff like that. So that's what I was wondering. Hold on, let me check this out, bro. Yeah. Yeah, these guys are kind of like that. They're basically rats, but Discord. But even though I shouldn't give a shit because I'm not a dev, I don't work for goals or nothing. Since I share content on the game and shit, I'm gonna speak the truth, which is that those guys are, and all the negative shit they're saying is not warranted for the game. That's just a fact. Yeah, now I remember you up the blue. My bad. That's where I remember you from. Sorry, bro. Part of me was almost hoping you were one of them because I was gonna want to get you on live. Yeah, now I remember you up the blue. My bad. That's where I remember you from. Sorry, bro. Yeah, you're cool as fuck, bro. I remember you. I see. Yeah, appreciate you up to blue. How have you been, man? My bad, I was wishful thinking. Have you been playing goals at all? Damn, bro, I'm not really streaming UFL right now. I'm sorry. I know I've been getting it a lot from people. Goals is just so much more fun, man. I know you're seeing a lot of the negative shit, but that's just a small group of people, bro. But I promise you, if you're playing goals, you would have a blast. Have you tried goals yet? Is it just not for you? I can't wait till you guys see this video that I have coming out at 7 a.m., dude. How many videos have I made for it? You really like goals? Why were you wanting me to stream? Why were you wanting me to stream UFL? Oh yeah, now I remember. See, sorry, man. My old ass forgot. Alright, see, another lower ranked player, but could be a beast. So you gotta take it serious. Let me get a drink real quick. Could be a beast. What they do is they use their alt accounts where they don't care, and then they totally, if not saying this is one of them, but what they do, and then they try to play just totally ratty, try to troll. Because they don't care. Ah! Good way to use the width. I didn't switch up my team again, unfortunately. Good. 1-0. Alright, I gotta switch my team. from my tournament team. I'm an idiot. Shabangu getting to center mid. I've been playing this 4-2-2 in these last few games, though, and I like it, kind of. Mighty, get in there. Let's put our boy in here, too. Yeah, I know. And see, I liked UFL, man, and unfortunately, the devs here are just way better, bro. Way more competent and stuff. Dude, I'm liking this 4-2-2, though. Oh, what the hell was that ball? I try to do a ball rolled pull tops the wrong way, though. Oh, rings the post. Rings the post. Yeah, I played this, one of their guys. I forgot his name was like Murder or something. He beat me. This son of a gun beat me twice. 6-5. Both golden goal. Playing a 3-back. And it was just a long ball fest. Long ball. It was still fun, believe it or not. But it was one of those games, like I said, like, you know, like if you try, you can make the game or any game look like shit. It was one of those. And it messed up my ranking. It was hilarious. He probably loved it. It probably like made his night. I wish I could have seen his reaction so I could share it. Like I guarantee this dude was jumping up and down like, dude, I messed up his rank. Yes. Yes, I beat him with my alt. That was my life's goal. I swear that's how these guys are. They sit in there and try to queue up with me over and over and over. And so I never had that in UFL. If you remember, there was Dagger, but I used to love battling him. We used to play each other like, what, 5, 6, 7 times. Right now I'm not on Marceau's level. So it's kind of one of those things where it's a little pointless right now because there's no... And their teams, by the way, for one, they're top-ranked players, so they're good players. But for two, their teams are way over mine, dude. Like that's why I thought it was funny when they're like, why is he using that uncommon striker? Like, bro, do you see my other players? They have no idea because they've had good players for so long. Why do you think I'm using them, you know? Great ball. What is he playing? I'm in a 4-2-2. What's he in right now? I gotta check that. Because this 4-2-2 is lining up good. Ah, that's why you don't dive. Trying to work on my individual defending, though. Oh yeah, I've gained a bunch of subs since I've started playing goals. Yep. My views are decent. Like, some of the videos are good, like, view-wise. But the crazy thing is no one's really creating... I can't believe I scored that. Oh, Kocha. I know Kocha's not that good at headers. But, is he quitting? If you go to the popular... Do me a favor, you guys. Go to the popular page of goals. Or, like, look up. Is it mainly all my... Like, is there anybody else with, like... I don't... Oh, you idiot. Oh, well. I don't think there's anybody really creating content, but that's the thing, dude. I want this game to keep getting bigger, and I want it to improve, and, like, no one else is really doing it, but it's not really a inclusive feel to the game. Like, the devs 100%, and the game itself is awesome. Like, you don't have to be an elite player. You can still play. It's a great game to, like, play and want to work at and get better at. Like, I freaking love this game, dude. And you're talking about a guy who got whooped. Like, Marceau just destroyed me earlier. Like, 9-1. And then the other Yo dude, I played him real tight. I was actually up 1-0 on him. I ended up losing that one, like, 4-1. Then I lost 2 games to a troll that played on an alt account. And it's still a great freaking game because it's actually your decisions. Like, I deserved it. Like, I played bad. I'm actually happy with... that Yo game I was pretty happy with because that dude had some beast. I barely could get touches on the ball. So he was a skilled ass player with like, top of Division 2, headed to Division 1. Skilled player, and he had absolute monsters. So if you guys aren't aware, those monster players make a difference. So if you're skilled and you have that in this game, that's where it's a little, because some teams are way better. There is apparently an old upgrade system, so you could get some beasts. So because they played the alpha so long, which is cool, like you should get rewarded for playing an alpha for that long, right? There's like 20 people at times, and they were still playing it, which is crazy, but they did it, so they deserve to have those teams with the old upgrades with the beast stats. I'm just saying it's hard to play against them. Yeah. But yeah, I'm definitely gaining some. I think I'm like 4 away from 17 right now. 17 hundo. I always release a ton of content, which I already said earlier, but I'll say it again. Um, like the way I do it is I don't care. Like one video might get 3 views, the next one might get 10, the next one might get 500 or 5 million. But I don't care. I still want to release it because I'm the type of person that likes all different types of stuff. I hated when I would look for content and it was always just the clickbait stuff, the same things. You could never find like certain things people don't make content on, I guess, because others don't want to watch it. You know? And why I'm saying that though is because the views aren't like, for a few videos they got pretty decent. My very first one blew up. For me, For me. Oh, unlucky, buddy. Nice try. There you go. Finish it. Nice goal. Yeah, lock in now. Dude, I was down to that one rat dude when I saw he was playing like a rat. I was down 3-0, and I came back, then took the lead 4-3, then gave him the tie in the last 10 seconds, and he won 6-5. Played him again after that. He beat me again. I mean, there were no skill in it. It was just pure through balls both games. But why I'm saying that is because I can't take my foot off the gas. I know better than that. Gotta finish this game out. I knew better than that then too, but I tried to hold it in the last 10 and I made one wrong move. He was able to steal it and go tie it. Oh. What the hell? Go to the ball harder, you mother... Good D. Shooting from there, you're crazy, bro. That one Vodabek King, though, who's a very skilled player, he scores from those weird angles. He's the only one I've seen do that so far. And he has some really beastly players. Really beastly players. Damn, son, where'd you find this? This dude ain't giving up. Oh my god. Genius. Ah. Wanted to try some creative. Good block. Knew where it was going, read it right. I love how you can react and read like that, but then, damn it, they have tacklebacks in this too. Uh-oh. Can you make it a 1-goal game like the last guy, buddy? Good read. Hail Mary ball. I know. Boom for that's what I'm saying. I love it. That's what was pissing me off. Those guys just like, this is broken and this is broken and it's so terrible and it's like, dude, shut the fuck up. Don't play it if you can't stand an alpha that's not perfect, bro. Jeez. Hey, let me ask you guys something because it's what's coming tomorrow at 7. I can't wait for you guys to see it. It's going to be great because it kind of ties to these guys. So up the blue, boom. Let me ask you guys if you know this in. Frederick, if you're still in. Boys, if you're still in. Slobe, if you're still in. UFL is pretty much the same community, mainly negative. Yeah. I just want to make sure I don't miss his comments. eFootball 4 days ago dropped a new anchor of Messi, and guess what? I got him with only $10 as a surprise because a lot of streamers wasted it. Nice! Frederick got the Messi from eFootball for 10. Congrats, Fred. Sorry, Frederick, if you're still in. I missed that earlier. Nauseous. You're crazy, bro. Over on kick. Okay, so, if I make a video my own, because I can take a video off YouTube or wherever, and if I make it, I can chop it up, and share it. That would be considered my own, correct? Like I can take other content and do that. I kind of want to share this video and show you guys it. But it's basically... No, I'm not going to share it. Alright, good. Good. I can't wait. I basically did what should have been done originally with some content. You guys will see. But it's great because it ties to these assholes that I'm talking about. But it's so good for the game, bro. And it's what should have been done originally, dude. Or at least something better than what was done, dude. At least something better than what was done. But that's tomorrow at 7. Then I got some really good battles coming in 2 days. So I'm debating on if I want to make that through ball video. Because I literally proved within the game versus Marseille. The dude saying the game's broken, it's terrible, it's awful, and then literally displays that I'm right versus me as I get my ass whooped. So I'd love to almost put it up, but then there's those other 2 rat games where it's like, okay, if anybody does this and forces it, of course it's gonna be rough. Just like in FC, if you force the park the bus through ball, you can just play over and over and over, and players do that. Just every time you get the ball in UFL. Just every time in eFootball you get the ball. You play it to your winger through ball. Play it to your winger ground through ball at that angle to try to outrun the defender, even though they said they fixed it. But I'm saying before they did. Like, you can make the games look way worse, but I'm wondering if I'm going to make the game look shitty if I do that. Because only those guys are saying it, so then let's look at the views I've gotten all together. I mean, not counting them, but I'm saying, like, then the people who watch that, who weren't even thinking about that, who've seen nothing but positive stuff about goals on my channel, see this negative shit that's not even worth worrying about. 78. Wait, 19 hours ago. What? Studio content. There it is, okay. So, tomorrow at 7 a.m. The 6th at 7 a.m., which is tomorrow. That's perfect. And then the 7th at 7 a.m. But that one is members only. This one's private. Okay, perfect. Public. There's the views. So for the because of the fact of the other UFL stuff, it's like these are the eyeballs so far that I've brought into at least look at goals all the way down to the start. 557 here. 27 likes, 17 comments. Let's go read this. Can you tell where it's wrong and what the problem is with... Look at this guy. He said, look what he says. He says, can tell you where you're wrong and what the problem is. Okay. You change your mind a lot. Kurt is nobody. He's just a sore loser. Look at this. Who got owned by Tech some years ago, and yet you just discovered him. Bro, I've known Kurt to see, like, this is the fun. H garbage when you play football. And use your pitch color lines. Oh my god, this guy. I can go on and on about you after checking out your channel. I know that you won't have a good faith debate, which is a problem and a sign that you don't know. This dude's crazy. I don't know who this is, but Jesus. But anyway, I just seen that. I typically don't even look at these. Okay, so anyway, I'm not gonna... It was like almost like he was trying to bait me into a debate. So going down to that, 557. This one's 471 and 21 comments. Let's go check this one out. But it's all positive stuff, though. Very confident in the future. There's Boomfa, loving goals. Here's Robbie again. Played it's okay, very childish. The mechanics are very centered. There's that guy again, Robbie, but this time very centered around targeting casuals, not football fans. See, that's so wrong. That's so wrong, you guys. You know what I mean? I have no idea how you like it that much. I appreciate they tried something different, but it's some masterpiece of football as you make it sound. I think it's amazing. 11 replies under here. Oh, this guy was saying, like, time wasting is okay and shit. It's crazy. He was a UFL player. Calling eFootball a mobile game. Oh, yeah, I remember that little argument. Okay, so that's 1,000 people right there between those two videos. So that's 1,000 eyeballs. Just about. That takes it over 1,000. That takes it to about 1,200 right there. 1,400. 1,550, let's say. 1,600. This one didn't do as good. 1,600. That was a deep dive. 1,650. 1,750. 1,800 there. 1,850, let's call it. 1,950. 2,000. So 27. So that's 2,900 right there. Let's just call it an even 3. 3,150. 3,300. 3,350. 3,550. 36. 3,650. 37. 3,750. So 39, 4,000, That's 4,050. 4,050. Around that. So, 50 people. You go ahead and tell me that those negative assholes are bringing eyes. All positive stuff. Rightfully so. If there was negatives to say, I would have said it. Right? All positive stuff. Around roughly 4,000. And that's not including the shorts, by the way. So if we go to the shorts, it's around 4,000 there. And around at least 500 to 1,000 for every short where I'm highlighting goals. Right? Every single one. These are all goals highlights. 500 to 1,000 on just about every one. So, all positive. If it was negative, it was negative. But why am I saying this? Why am I bringing this up? Because one, the game's deserving of it. But the craziest thing is that, yeah, I know that guy's a UFL player. He was mad because I'm not covering UFL. People get mad when I don't cover their game, bro. It's crazy. The reason I'm bringing this up is this is almost like a Dear Devs. Go ahead and add up all the bugs. Like if Marky did that, so be it. But these other negative guys have done. Then look at all the negative shit they say on stream. So there are little numbers that come there. Every time it's the same, like 12. They're 12 followers, right? It's every time you see the 12 or 5 or 8 under their things and the same amount of likes, it's like, bro, that's the same 8 people. They're not bringing people new. Every one of these numbers I counted, if you went through and counted it all, thousands and thousands of people put their eyeballs. I mean, tell me where I'm wrong about this. Thousands and thousands and thousands of people from the shorts, the videos, 4,000 from the videos, right? Tens of thousands from the shorts have put their eyes on goals either just because of me or partly because of me. Now, my problem is that these assholes that are being negative all the time and shit, and they're supposed to be like, oh, those are the OGs of the game, and they helped the devs out a lot with bugs and shit. If they're the other exposure to the game for these people, hopefully they listen to my stuff, because if they listen to theirs, they're never coming back. But I wanted to point that out because one of their big things was like they said I brought up numbers. I brought it up about Marceau because you reap what you sow. I said don't throw stones if you live in a glass house. You guys are dogging people, making people feel suicidal and shit. Okay, if you want to try to act like it's one person, guys, I can swear on my life, my mother and father's life, it's more than one person. This whole idea that one person sent all these messages and shit, listen to me. I know for a fact they do not want their names shared because they do not trust the devs. They think that these guys are all together because of the mods and this and that, and I can't blame them. Even though I have nothing but good things to say about the devs and what they're doing with the game, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because my question to the devs would be, how do you not see how bad what those guys are doing? Putting so much risk into 10 players. 10 players, bro. You guys are going to have so many more. Right? And it's almost like that single cancer cell that if you let it spread, that motherfucker is going to spread. But I don't know. I just had to point that out, dude. I just had to point that out. I didn't even realize how many of these I'd done. Crazy, crazy, but that's how it goes. Alright, we got a match. Ottawa Panthers. Dude, 1,500. Motherfucker. Oh, I didn't switch up my team again, guys, because I'm a moron. Gotta switch up my team. I have my tournament team. I want to play that tournament. I keep forgetting. Millions of people living is told. I don't know why it has this little delay at the beginning sometimes. Not every time. What the hell? Oh, I was like, all right, let's play. Oh, nice. They made the changes. So it didn't even count as my subs. That's cool. Every other game it counts as your subs. Ah. Yeah, I wanted to go to the side there. Oh. Nice block. Oh, buddy. Oh, he tried to slide. I think if he stayed upright, he would have got that. See, this is unfair. This is a newer player, I could tell. But you don't know because what those guys do, bro. Talk about ruining the game is they come in on alt accounts and low rated and stuff. So you gotta be ready. You can't really like test new teams out or something because it's a troll maneuver, right? Like they see and then they're all buddied up and then they try to like keep matching up, right? So they can start queuing up and queuing up and queuing up. There's you know how you know if me and Boomfa if we're on right now like oh Marceau's on, let's go fuck with him, watch this. Alright, I'm gonna queue in, Alright, now you go, queue in, he's gonna go. And then all of us, you match all these guys. It just so happen to all be the guys that are under the comments in the same stream, one after the another. Come on, bro, it's not a coincidence. And so, but they have alt accounts. So think about the troll maneuver that would have to take to be like, man, let's go jack this guy's rank up, dude. That will make him so mad. And then play like total rats in the process. There's just a lot of craziness that's going on that's just pure negativity, bro. Pure negativity. I'm liking this 4-2-2 though. Yeah, Boomfa, I meant to tell you that too, bro. How can I get it? How can I get it where if you're in here still, if you're not, no big deal, but how can I get it where I can type stuff into one and like I feel crazy because when I'm talking to people, everyone's always mainly on YouTube, but even if someone comes on Twitch, bro, it's gonna be weird because I'm sitting here talking. They're gonna look on Twitch and be like, bro, who's he talking to? The motherfucker don't got anybody on here. You know what I mean? Nice goal. Nice goal. Falasso. See if I can shoot from here. Too far, you think? Good. Ah, bad runs. Sparks has bad runs. Bro, come on, buddy. I mean, I've made those mistakes before. He'll learn as he plays. Ah. Crazy. I wonder how the matchmaking is going to change for full release. Because there's no way they're going to keep it like this where you can match, all these ranked players. That's got to be strictly... Oh, nice goal. That's got to be strictly because of the... That's got to be strictly because it's alpha. What the hell? Oh, I need a new one of those. I'll get it after this game. Learn how to love and forget how to hate. What the hell? He's got some shortcuts for sure. He knows the shortcuts. Nice try. Like that little angle ball. For Gario. Way to rebound it though. Oh! I'm an idiot. I tried to play. I wanted to round the goalie, but I screwed that up. I'll be right back. I gotta get some real quick. I paused it. Oh, sorry, buddy. Just trying to pause the game real quick. Just a 2-second pause. How many seconds I got? 27. Oh shit, damn, I didn't know that was 20 seconds. Holy shit, I was gone for a while. I didn't even realize that. Time flies when you're having fun, motherfucker. Dude, get out of here. The dribbling in this is crazy. I gotta learn what the elite players do to make you bounce off of them. That's the other thing, though. That's more what I would say is broken than anything, because there's this certain thing where you can make... Oh, that's what they're doing. They're just pressing... They're pressing freaking shield. And it might not even say... It might not even do the animation. See? Oh, and then finally he got one. Wow, so that's what they're doing. So that's not how shield should work. See, that's the shit they should be changing over something, bro. So now he's probably looking at like, this dude's a cheater, you know? Because he don't know what's going on because it doesn't show the shield. I knew there was something because you go to make a tackle. See, I wouldn't even have thought to do that, right? Because usually you shield when you have you know, the defender is your body's in between the defender and the ball, so you shield them off. Not when you're dribbling forward, you press shield. How is that supposed to work? They got to fix that. It just makes your player almost put like a thing around him. See? He can't get me. Then finally, if you come to the ball the right way, but you can get around some players. Like, watch. See? Unbelievable, and he knows it too. He knows what I'm doing. See? Unbelievable. Look at this, guys. That's what they're doing. Look how... So I can agree that's broken. So they got to fix that big time. They got to fix that big time. They got to fix that. But that's what all these top players were doing. That Marceau, that Yo guy. So how are they going to be hypocrites? That's what I need to make a video on. Because you know how they're dribbling. And I was talking about it. Like it looks like it's like a cheat code because they're pressing tackle. Watch. See? You're pressing tackle. And then they're just going through you, basically. Watch. See, dude, it's unbelievable. That's why he's sliding, because he can't tackle me. Watch. Well, he came on the right way there. But it takes a while. So now I know their trick. Yeah, they need to fix that. You can't... How would you shield if someone's dribbling right at you and sorry, defender's coming straight onto you and you just press shield? That's crazy. Oh no. What the fuck? That's the other thing I'd like for them to change too, is where the goalie stops. Nice goal, buddy. All right, that's game. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. You know what? I want to do... Give me a beast. Come on, give me a beast. No beast. Damn it, no beast. Two of them, 86, 89 passing, 70 defense. That could be cool with two. Four, 1, 1, 3, 1. One, 3, 3, 3, 1, 1, 2, 4, 2. Only two, so let's replace you with... Oh wow, you're not gonna be shit. Thought you might, Katana. No way. See, these challenges are pretty dope, man. Gotta admit. 80 passing, 80 defense, 2, 3. Can you get a ton of speed? You never know. We'll keep them. No. Learn how to run and forget how to hate. See if anybody's in here. players' feedback. How about in-game? See, wish I could find all that crap. I don't feel like just scrolling through this. There's our boy Coates or whatever. Our Narf. Looks like he played that in a dude. Let's see what Kami was saying. People have to be. Make sure you subscribe to Renegade Kami too. I think his gaming channel is like his second one, I think. Renegade Kami. See if any of these guys. Who knows? Golden Souls. Maybe an alt? You never know. Could be, might be. Maybe. Well, goddamn. They left. Is there any good YouTube ones to... Part of me wants to kind of go through that. Watch that video with you guys. I haven't been seeing any good pro undefeated weekend league. What the hell? Oh my god, those are see-through. I was like, what is she wearing, dude? Goals football game. Do you guys know what I realized too? My dumbass wasn't putting in goals under the game. Like all my videos in the past, I was putting gaming, but I wasn't putting like goals or whatever. I just started it because shout out to my boy Kami. He let me know. Like I know none of you, Boomfield, all you guys would have told me, but none of you guys knew. I was not putting the name of the freaking game in there, bro. So how all my videos show up now when you search goals, they used to not. So messed up. 1 hour of goals. Look, now they just go away from the game after the first. Me and Sanders, of course. 80K, though, and he never plays the games. He's got to buy subs, guy. What's the story? What's the story for Xander? He's got to buy those subs, right, guys? Somebody has to let me know, because he never really has an account. And he doesn't really play the game. He says a bunch of, like, craziness. But I don't know. I have no idea. Zenith Marshalls. Got a good team. Oh my god, I keep fucking forgetting. I gotta pause it. At least you can sub them before the game, at least. That's a good part. Palacios got great interceptions. All right, come on. Let's play. Offsides. You try one on me, I try one on you. Oh, I thought she wasn't for a sec. They let her run far. No, what the? Wrong player, bro. Go, you're in. Ah. Sparks wasn't the right one to do that with. Good keeper. Good keeper. Come on, Marty. You're a great dribbler. Ah. Golazo! Watch out for that through ball. He's going to be a thrower. Good job. Good through ball. Oh, what the? He moved his keeper. Oh, nice win right to him, though. What the hell? I couldn't switch. I couldn't switch my player. Oh, my God. Oh, that's it. I know what to do. We got a through ball specialist here. Oh, man. Oh, golazo. Iron Man. Alright, so let's go to... Boom. Let's go... How'd you find my Discord, buddy? Oh, you little prick. I hate those. Go to it. What the hell? What's going on with these goofiness? This goofiness. Boom. You're in. Go, Keo. Good. Ah. That shield comes in, guys. Alright, I gotta figure this shit out. Win it. Oh, win it. Offsides. Good Sparks. Good read. They got to get rid of those rebounds. Once I miss, I mean, I know like she was pretty far ahead, but I think those rebounds are. Coach was brought that up to me, and I agree with him. Got to foul these through balls. Good. Yeah, bro. If you can learn to watch those, oh, He's actually a pretty damn good dribbler for a newer player. Probably coming from, I'm guessing, UFL. It's definitely not eFootball the way he dribbles and shit. I'd say it's either FC or UFL. Nice, bro. What games do you play? Oh, I guess he quit. Guess he quit. All but one are already fully upgraded. FIFA. Four, five. FIFA, not FC, huh? It's been that long? Or you just always call it FIFA? Alright. I can't wait for you guys to watch this video that comes out at 7. It's going to be freaking great, dude. It's such a good video. For several reasons. You guys will see why. Oh, it's going to be good. You guys get to meet the Goals team. You guys get to hear from Big Kurt. It's going to be great. So, do you know Kurt? Iron Man at all? Right. You know who Kurt is, Iron Man? Big interview coming out with him in the morning. Well, sort of. I wish it was on morning already. But if I turn it on now, then I'm blowing the surprise. And then it... It's not cool. Man, I'm debating if I want to start this tournament today. How long is this tournament do we... How long do we have to play this? Comeback Cup. You get a rare 250k XP. 10k points. What do you get for the ranked rewards, by the way? I'm almost done with those already. Yeah. Well, one of them. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, I mean, so I don't know who that Sanders is, bro. Let's see what he says about goals here. Let's watch this. He never plays, like he never actually plays.
Here we are actually playing it myself here with the controller. If you guys
Look at this. Look how early. Remember when I logged into goals months and months ago and it was looking like this, bro? Look, they changed so much stuff. Wait, no, this ain't goal. Yeah, it is. Holy shit, this is what it looked like. See, these guys have been playing that since then, bro. Which is why the devs are having such a hard time. I can't imagine how they played all those games of this dude. I would have had to get paid. It was just so early on. I remember turning it on. And it was like, I could see it could have potential, but... Man, I remember what it looked like and everything. It was... I thought people were messing with me. Like, bro, you can't... How can I play this game right now? You want to start streaming, but do you have a setup? Do you have like a computer and like all that? PC, and you really don't need much, bro. My original setup was nothing. I had like this rinkety old... I got a decent setup now, but my old setup was shit. Just as long as you have a... really, the biggest thing is the program. You need a PC that can handle, like, gaming PC. And then you run OBS on it. Look up OBS, and then you can... I sucked at it, bro. I had to learn. And then I have a community. If you're in the Discord, we got guys that will help you out. They help me out a lot. Post your questions in the Discord, and you'll have a ton of help. For sure.
Link in the description down below. It is right now available on PC, Xbox, and of course PlayStation very soon. So this is a next gen game, guys. I have been playing it for a couple of hours, so I'm gonna explain to you right now how this game works. If you want to change up the camera angle, you simply press the right joystick button. I really do like this third person view. So right now I guess we can get started, and let me show you a couple of different shooting techniques. So you've obviously got the classic finesse shot. You just press the R1 button and then you can get a nice curve, but I haven't been able to score any of those two first shots, so let me just show you guys a normal power shot as well. You simply just press the shooting button. The longer that you hold it in, the more powerful it will be. A nice goal there off the post and in. Another shooting technique you got is a chip, so simple as that, and wow! That actually went in. That is one of the first chips I've actually done in the game. Now you've also got a low driven. What you have to do is right after you press the normal shot button, you press it again. So a double tap basically, and you get a low shot.
You didn't even do it right there, I don't think.
Those are a few of the shooting styles. Of course, there is many different things, many different controls on this game, guys. And I promise you, a lot is different when you actually get into a game as well.
That's crazy how different it was, guys.
Are way more effective in game rather than the arena, because I am actually really struggling to score here. But guys,
you're struggling big time to score. See, he don't. There's no way he just plays. I can't wait to see. I gotta watch this.
Sling lets you do that.
I like the sound of that. I wish my TV provider let me pause my subscription when I want.
Sling lets you do that.
And I wish my TV provider let me have hundreds of free channels.
Sling lets you do that too, fellow siren.
Choose and customize your channel lineup or pause and watch for free. Sling lets you do that. Base package required.
Menus then. So this is how it all looks, and I will explain to you guys basically what is so unique about this one.
Alright, we'll finish that here shortly.
Get your team. You can change the
crazy, bro. Alright, this one's a 1500 ranked player, so we'll see, we'll see. Oh god. So this is definitely one of those, what do you call it? He's going to be going for through balls the whole time. So I pause. Let's pause it. Boom. We'll prepare for it. Bada bing, bada boom. I know what this guy's gonna try to do. Ah, stupid. Yeah, so this is a troll. This is one of these trolls. So you'll see what I mean. So they play on these accounts to try to like mess people's ranks up. You'll see he's not a 1500 player. As if somebody gives a shit about their rank. Oh my god. See what I'm saying? Ah, gotta quit doing that. Yes. Oh! Ah, I didn't mean to push it like that. Eat that, you little troll. Yeah, no problem, Iron Man. My pleasure, buddy. Eat it. Eat it. Eat it. Got a lucky bounce there, but that's what you get. Wintergreen. Try to be a troll some more. We'll go look up his name after we beat him. See, guarantee you this a-hole is one of those 10 negative people that I'm talking about. The Discord dildos that are always ripping. You know who I'm talking about. All the same characteristics as the rats that we've seen in every other game. Must be a terrible life. It's gotta be, bro. There's no way it's not. Come on. He plays the exact same way, going for the same kind of stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if these assholes have the same like 3-4 accounts, because he's playing the same way. That's how I knew to change my stuff. That's how I can tell what balls he's going for, where to mark. Because when you're not ready for it, this 3-back shit against these lower ranked players can throw you off, dude. Because I'm actually trying to, like, practice the game and get better. I'm not worried about... You get what I'm saying? But it's just like with FC and anything. Like, if you try to play the game like an asshole, you're going to succeed. It's an alpha. Watch this. Oh, I wanted to try the... Damn it, I'll try it next time. Rushed it. Nice try. I am Iron Man. Why did my video just get checked for ads? It said it was suitable. What the fuck? Of course it is. I'm kid friendly. No, I'm just kidding. This ain't no kid friendly channel. This is not kid friendly at all, man. We hate kids around here. Kidding, kidding, kidding. Oh, don't let him go off sides, you son of a... Late reactions. Old man reactions. Sorry, these games are boring, I know. Yeah, there's just no way this is a different player from earlier. This is that same dude that I lost to 6-5 twice, so at least I'm getting revenge. It's just sad that I lost to him 6-5. This is the sad part. But I wasn't ready. It's my own fault. Alright, get it out. Now defend. Good. Oh! Nice! That was sick, little... Watch this. I got one too, punk. It's called shield, baby. It's called shield. Nice little trick play, though. You're telling me he's brand new, but he knows trick plays on corners. You know what I mean, Iron Man? You know what I mean, Iron Man, bro? Iron Man. Murder, murder, Iron Man. Murder, murder. Yo! This dude's playing like Ronald McDonald. Ooh, Corb! That was Corb with the tackle, huh? Somebody told me, I think this is Marceau's alternate account that he practices on, which makes sense. Oh, got burned. He plays a lot better when he has his better players, though. Dang, he's having a rough one this game. Oh, sorry. Trying to go mud. Good job, buddy. Good job. Yeah, that was a nice little set play he did, though. This stupid shield dribbling, bro. They gotta fix that. I'm so glad I learned that, though, because now I know what those a-holes were doing. That's worse than any other corner or through ball or anything, dude. You can't dribble straight at a defender. Watch this. And press shield. Well, of course it didn't work when I wanted it to. And press shield and then it works. Like, that's crazy. You have to actually be in a position to shield, or you should have to be. That was weird. I don't know how I got that through. I need to press it earlier. Watch. Here we go. See? So stupid, dude. Wow, I can't believe that's what those guys are doing. And how are they complaining about crosses and through balls, but not that? That's ridiculous. That's not even how shield works. They gotta fix that. I wish I knew about that. I would have been talking about that. It's way worse than that. Watch this. Oh my god. That's so dumb. That's what those guys were doing the whole time. Well, live and learn. Now I know. That would have got me all those chances where I'm dribbling and I have terrible dribbles. Watch this. That's all you gotta do. I should have held it. Practice one-on-one dribble defending here. Oh, I need to practice it a lot. I got burned. Centurio, save me. Here we go again, watch. Alright. That's about as bad as Marcel beat me, though, honestly. Ooh. That was silly. Sorry. What's your channel, bro? You said you're streaming? You said you guys set it up? Nice sunset. Alright, I'm bored now. Not because of the game, but it's been a lot of football. 3 hours. Same old, same old. But I'm hoping that once there's more players, the matchmaking obviously will be better. I feel bad for those other guys. But those trolls that are starting second accounts to try to, like, I guess, lower people, who knows what they're fucking doing. Doing it for... I can't think of any reason why I'd want a second. Gotcha. Can't think of any reason why I'd want a second account. I want to see what other players I can get. I want to see, like, the only reason would be is either to play easier opponents, which makes zero sense. Might as well challenge yourself. And then you can always play tournaments. And then what other reason other than like to try to be one of those trolls? That's like those players that go down 1-0 in FC and try hard just to tie it to quit. They still get the loss, but they wasted their time just to give a stranger a just not having to win. They don't lose, but they just don't get the win. It's crazy, bro. They'll tie it in the 89th minute and have a chance to win in overtime, and they'll quit because they just don't believe. It's like that's what people remind me of that start a second account just to try to crash people's SR. It's in an alpha when it don't mean shit. So anyway, I'm going to head off here. Stay tuned, 7 a.m., dude. Got a good video dropping, or make sure you get in and check it out when you wake up. Thank you, guys. I'll see you guys soon. Have a great night, day, whatever the hell it is where you're at. Plenty more goals content coming your way. Stay tuned. Sorry, I'm not going to be covering the UFL stuff. I might dabble, just like, if you guys tell me there's some crazy shit going on in there, I'll check it out. But other than that, dude, goals is the best game. So I'm always on the lookout for the best football game. We finally got it. So unfortunately for those other games, man, I respect if you like them, but there's just too much shit in them. I like football where all the decisions are mine, where there's no AI to lean on and no animations to take over, no smart assist. Just football. So anyway, whatever game you're playing, good luck, and I'll catch you guys soon. 7 a.m. Check out that video. Let me know how you like it. Peace.